Welcome to lesson 14-1, the coordinate system. I want you to go ahead in your math journal, write 14-1, the coordinate system at the top of your page. And then below that, I want you to write your I can statement. And that is, I can locate points on a coordinate grid. Once you write those, I want you to, push pause, write those down, and then push play when you're ready. And now that you're back, we're first going to talk about a coordinate system. And a coordinate system looks like this. And in my classroom, we've done some practice with it already. And there's 4 coordinates in a coordinate system. And this is coordinate 1, this is coordinate 2, this is coordinate 3, and this is coordinate 4. And coordinate 1, the reason why this is coordinate 1 is because these numbers are all going to be positive. And there's lines, but they're all going to be positive. And all the positive numbers, that's why that's coordinate 1. Coordinate 2 has negative numbers on the x-axis and positive on the y. Coordinate 3 is all negative numbers, and then coordinate 4 is positive on the x and negative on the y. So our coordinate system has 4 coordinates. And 1 is the far right, and then it goes counterclockwise. We're going to have lots of vocabulary because this is our very first lesson for coordinate grids. So I do want you to write all of these words down. I know the picture may be difficult to draw, but if you can write coordinate grid, x-axis, y-axis, and origin. And then I'm going to try to write with this pen the actual definitions. So coordinate grid is going to be a place where you put points. On a coordinate grid, the purpose is to mark points. To show points, and I'm abbreviating. So there would be a point on a coordinate grid, and points have what we call ordered pairs, and we'll get there. But when we look at this point I just made, you always do x first because it goes x, y, z. X always comes first. So it would be 2, 2 is the ordered pair on that coordinate grid. Our next vocab word is x-axis. And the x-axis is the horizontal line on the coordinate grid. The y-axis is the vertical line on a coordinate grid. Now remember, we always do x and then y. Think of the alphabet, x, y, z. X always comes first and y is always second. Origin is where the 2 axes intersect. Where y and x intersect is called the origin. And the ordered pair of the origin, and I'm telling you this because you may see this on your post-test, you saw it on your pre-test, the ordered pair of the origin is 0, 0 because both the x and the y-axis intersect at 0. Okay, our next vocabulary slide, I keep doing that, is ordered pair, and your ordered pair is what locates a point. Your ordered pair makes a point on your coordinate grid, and your ordered pair goes x, y. Our x coordinate is going to be the first number in your ordered pair, and your y coordinate is going to be your second number in your ordered pair. And I will tell you this, Adeline is 6th grade. Just this morning, she was working on reflection on a coordinate grid. When you reflect, it's like a mirror image, and it was asking questions about what changed. And so that x coordinate and that y coordinate terminology was important for her to know today. So if we need to go back and you want to write these down, the x-axis is the horizontal line and the y-axis is the vertical line. The origin is 0, 0. Ordered pair makes the point. And then we have x coordinate and y coordinate. Now we're going to look at our share. And our solve and share says, on the first grid, assuming they're talking about this one, plot a point where two lines intersect. Name the location of the point. Plot and name another point. Work with a partner. Take turns describing the locations of the points on your first grid. Then plot the points your partner describes on your second grid. Compare your first grid with your partner's second grid to see if they match. And you're going to use the grids below to solve the problem. So on the first grid, you're going to plot a point where two lines intersect. Okay, so I'm going to plot a point right here. My two lines are intersecting there. I have Y and I have X. So there's my point. And then it says on the first grid, plot a point where two lines intersect. Name the location of the point. Plot and name another point. Okay, we're going to name this point. So we do X first. So we have 3. We're going to go over to 3, and then we're going to go up to the y-axis to 4. So there's 3, 4. And then it tells us to plot another point. So I'm going to plot another point there, and I'm going to name it, and that's going to be 7, 1, because you always do the X first. So your X coordinate is listed first, and then your Y coordinate comes second. And I'm only going to do one grid since there's just one of me, so feel free to do that. And you may just be listening unless you're going to draw a plot point out. So here is Nora's work. And when we look at Nora, she's plotted 2 points, and we got to make sure she's labeled them correctly. So this point is going to be 5, 3, and then this one's going to be 3, 5. So Nora did a really good job there plotting her points correctly. So when we go back and we look at our first slide, it is the coordinate system, and it says I can locate points on a coordinate grid. So that's what you need to make sure that you're going to do today, is being able to locate points on a coordinate grid. So if you see a point, if you're going to locate it, you're probably going to be writing down what we call the ordered pair of each of the points, because that's how we locate points, is by saying the ordered pair. Coordinate grids are a lot of fun, so I hope you guys enjoy this work and do really well. Please make sure that you guys, after you do your video, that there's even online games you can play if you want more practice with a coordinate grid. Go to Google and type in more coordinate grid practice. There's a lot of fun games out there that you can play.